What's up, everyone? I'm Duncan, and we got some news that actually interests me. Finally, for this game, we got some news I care about. It's not that funny. It's true. All right. I'm judged today by Shofu. You know who he is. You know, crazy.
What's bobbin'? It's your boy Young Burnt Toast, a.k.a. Young Burger Patty. Nothing but vegetarians around me. Nobody wants beef.
Hey, you know what, man? Let's have some internet beef. Let's argue tomorrow. Let's just start a fucking war on Twitter. It's fine.
So easy. That's impressions all day.
Yeah, I know, right? That's interaction.
I need these impressions.
So a few days ago, we got some new trailers because it was Worlds, right? And we've been watching Worlds, I think. Got some new trailers, some new actual competitive information, which is all I care about. Because I'm going to be honest, even set in the UK, I don't care about playing through these games. I don't know how you feel.
This news is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, this news is sick. But like for me, playing through the games is mostly just to have that experience. And then it's like, now I'm just going to play competitive for a year. Like
I only played through the game to get to what I needed to get to play competitive.
Yeah, exactly. So like this is the news that interests me. So let's start with the new items, because I think these items, one of them I'm so happy about, room service. Room service kind of busted, all right?
That item is actually pretty crazy just because I think it makes Pokemon that are kind of slow but not too slow. Because you know, really like a Rhyperior, for example, it's pretty slow. But it's not that slow. Like, you can also run Rock Polish on it. It's in that...
Yeah. It's in that bracket. And I think even, like, base 90 Pokemon and base 100 Pokemon even can get use out of this in, like, a VGC setting. Obviously...
Yeah, I also...
In a single setting, I think it's going to be reserved to, like, the Pokemon who just need that speed drop to then sweep a team. But I think in a VGC setting, it allows you to run, like, multiple modes on a base 100 Mon, where it's like it works in your Trick Room mode, and then when you're not in Trick Room mode, if you're in Tailwind mode, or if you're just in a regular, like, speed mode, the Mon can still operate, because that speed drop will really matter. You can be so specific in VGC based on the meta, that I think it's going to be really huge. So, for people who don't know what this item does, when Trick Room is in effect, it triggers, it appears... Do you think it's consumable?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It appears to be consumed in Trick Room, and then the Pokemon speed drops 1. Like, -1 speed is enough to really underspeed key things, especially in VGC. Like, obviously it's not Iron Ball good. Iron Ball halves your speed, but then Iron Ball halves your speed even outside of Trick Room. The fact that this is situational is what makes it so good. It's busted.
The buffs that or the changes that they're making, or the new items like that they showed, are clearly for VGC too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean,
very VGC focused.
One of them is way more broken in singles, though. The second one is called the Eject Pack. Not the eject button, the Eject Pack.
Yeah.
This one, I think this one's consumable, too. If it's not consumable, it's so broken. Every team is just 6 Mons with this.
That's definitely consumable.
Yeah.
That's definitely consumable.
But...
It's like Power Herb.
Yeah. It looks like it has a consumed animation, but not all items that have that animation are consumable. So you've got to be careful, but it looks consumable. It's Eject Pack, and when you drop your Mon stats for any reason, it switches out, and it lets you choose the switch in. This basically turns Draco Meteor into Super U-Turn. Leaf Storm, Draco Meteor, Close Combat, Superpower, so many ridiculously strong... Dude! Can you imagine leading with, like, Zeraora with Superpower? And just being able to Superpower switch out with such a strong, fast Mon? There are so many applications for this. Latis with Draco Meteor that then switch out into a wall. There are so many ways to take advantage of this. If it's recyclable, it might even be a strat to recycle it. Like, it's that good.
I think it's really good, especially in singles, but it's also good in
yeah, even if you see it's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
it's just a good item, period. Yeah. Like, think about it.
It has some drawbacks though, because if you don't activate the stat drop, you still get switched out. So if they switch in an Intimidator, but you're a special attacker, so you wanted to stay in anyway, you're gonna get switched out by that, and that sucks. Especially if you like drop your Draco thinking you're gonna switch after hitting them with a Draco Meteor, they switch in an Intimidator and free switch you out. It's pretty good. But then
you just switch it immediately right when they see a Pokemon that could potentially use a move like that.
Yeah, exactly. But on the downside for your opponent, if they do that, you still get to choose the best answer to that Mon that just came in, like, from your other 5. So even the worst case scenario that people have been bringing up isn't that bad. It's like, oh, I get a free switch. Okay, sure. Like, my item's burned and I get a free switch. Fine. But yeah, these items, I think for me, they make me feel really hopeful about this game, because these aren't the only two, right? They can't be the only two new items.
Of course not.
But it shows that they've really designed these items having watched competitive play.
Exactly.
And they're like, this is what
they know what's going on.
Yeah. For the first time ever, Pokemon appear to know what's going on.
They've never done this before. I said that in my video when I made one on my channel. They've never actually just made an announcement purely about the competitive scene.
And Worlds was the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
It was so hype. I was away, so that's why I'm only getting to this video now, but it was so hype. And I watched it on my mobile on the train, and I was so happy. It just makes me feel like they're paying attention and that we're actually going to get a really good competitive meta. And
bro, look at the abilities and the moves and even the Dynamax Pokemon. Like they've changed a lot so that certain things are not too strong, like flinching, like fake out.
Yes. Dynamax, you're
like
immune
to Intimidate are not a big problem anymore.
Yes, if you Dynamax, you're immune to Fake Out, you're immune to Intimidate. You have moves that set Weather, which is going to bring back the Weather Wars. Those Gen 5 Weather Wars, bro, they're coming back.
Your attacking moves set the weather up? That's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. And the fact that Dynamax is also balanced because it only lasts 3 turns, so you have to be really, really careful about when you use it. The moves don't appear to go through Protect, I think.
What they said was that the max moves do go through regular Protect, but if you Dynamax yourself, if you have any kind of status move or any kind of move that isn't an attacking move, it'll become Max Protect.
And then that will shield you.
Max Protect them. Yeah, so that's also good because Z moves were broken because not only were they crazy nukes, they Protect didn't even stop them.
Yeah, but now if they Dynamax, you can then Dynamax the next turn and protect against their attack. And then you have 1 extra turn of Dynamax after theirs runs out. So it comes to a point of like, you should only ever really be Dynamaxing first if it's going to win you the game. Because otherwise, the other person's going to have Dynamax when it matters, and you can't respond by Dynamaxing. So I think that's kind of cool. It also means you don't have to run Protect to have Protect, which is, I think that's significant. Especially in VGC.
Right, right. That's important.
Because VGC, your Mon has Protect. Yeah. So now you got 4 more moves again on some of your Mons in VGC. So I think it's really good. I think Dynamaxing is a much more balanced mechanic than Mega Evolution. I think it's a much more balanced mechanic than Z moves. It's definitely much more balanced than Mega Evolution plus Z moves, which is just obscene as a combination. So yeah, I'm very happy with Dynamax and the new Dynamax moves. What did we see? We saw one that defogs as well, didn't we?
Yeah, the wind one or the flying type one. I think they're just all like a single move. Like if you have a flying type attack, it'll become that move.
Well, I played the game at a Nintendo event, but I can confirm that in that demo where we got to Battle and we got to Dynamax, electric moves all became the same max move. Status moves all became the same max move. So I think the flying one is defog. The rock one did set up sand. Yeah, so the grass one set up grassy terrain, things like that. So we do know, I think, that they're all the same.
So broken. So broken.
But the power of the moves did seem to change based on the moves. Just like Z moves.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it's the same effect, secondary effect, but the actual moves will change, I think. But we can't be 100% sure because demos are not the final product. But yeah, the Dynamax moves is crazy. Do you think Dynamax is going to end up in singles as a legal thing?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't think Smogon will ban it from OU or anything like that? No? I mean, they never banned Z moves, did they? In
Things like that are not as good in singles, especially since it's only temporary, so it's not like...
Yeah.
Any Pokemon can do it, which is kind of crazy.
And they don't need an item. They don't need an item to do it either.
That's another thing that they talked about. How any Pokemon can Dynamax and still have their held item. So your held item actually carries over to your Dynamax.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome. And I also think being able to Dynamax any of your Pokemon means that building around your Mega isn't a thing anymore. You can Dynamax on the fly with whatever you need in that situation.
Yeah,
it's much more fluid. It's much more fluid than Z Crystals. Yeah. I mean, Dynamax Landorus T. Let's
okay, we're acting like Landorus T about to be in this game.
Yes, I think most of the mons they're going to remove are legendaries and mythicals.
Yeah, same. That's easy.
Because they've already said there's going to be around 600 mons in the game. So it's not that much of a cut, really. Like, it's a third of the mons. It's going to be the trash mons that nobody likes. And The other thing that you pointed out that I hadn't actually seen was a spread move from Flygon that damages both opponents and lowers both their attack stats.
Yeah, I don't think we know too much about that move. Let me check the website real quick.
Yeah.
They talked about it for like a little while. It does damage and it lowers attack. So it's like Growl, but with damage.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how strong it is, but that move could be very popular in VGC.
It seems they're just, what are they trying to do? Like, I know that we haven't got to some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But, they're obviously trying to make sure that things like Fake Out are not too strong. They're trying to make sure that things like Intimidate.
Yeah, that move kind of replaces Intimidate a lot, and like it makes more Mons viable, because if you've got two Mons with an Assault Vest on, one with an Assault Vest, maybe one that's super specially bulky anyway in VGC, you could just spam that move with both Pokemon and just kill your opponent's momentum without having to switch out and do... I think they've looked at the meta and they've been like, wow, there's a lot of Incineroar switching. There's a lot of Fake Out Intimidate. Let's deal with that. And I think that that's good. I think that a lot of the moves they've made in this are to make VGC healthier. And by extension, I think they're going to make single battling healthier. I hope.
I'm trying to look for on the website to see how much damage that move does, but I don't think they have it anywhere on here.
Well, it's a mystery. I'm sure we will find out soon enough. I do want to keep this moving though, because I don't like super long videos, but new abilities. So let's talk about the most busted thing in this whole trailer. Galarian Weezing's ability.
Bro, I'm telling you, they're trying to fix this game. They said, okay, all this crap's going on. We're gonna make this Pokemon. Now nobody can do anything.
I mean, MBL Season 3, totally Season 3, guys. We never had a Season 3. I don't know what you're talking about. That season that failed? Nah, nothing like that. MBL Season 3, we're totally drafting this, right? Like Galarian Weezing? Yeah, we're taking this boy.
It can be a double-edged sword, but not really if you plan around it.
If you plan around it, I mean, the fact that... Okay, so let's talk about the stuff we were talking about in Cool earlier. First of all, Regigigas, obvious. Slacking, obvious. But there are much less obvious applications for this. Say you've got a Drizzlemon up and your rain's about to run out. You can switch Galarian Weezing in, right? While he's in, Drizzle disappears as an ability on the Pokemon. Then your rain runs out later on. You switch Weezing back out or he dies. All of a sudden, your Pokemon gets Drizzle back and the weather gets set again. That is huge. Things like that are huge. Disabling Levitate and all of that is cool, which is what they showed in the trailer, but things like resetting weather or Intimidate not working because someone switches in an Intimidate mon, you're like, nah, got a Weezing, you can't do that. That is so huge. His typing's pretty good too, like Galarian Weezing. We haven't spoken about him on this channel before, so his typing's pretty good. He's a very, very good Pokemon, and this ability is... There are so many applications. There are just... so many applications, it's difficult. You get rid of Pixelate or Aerialate, so their moves become normal type again. You get rid of...
Oh my god.
Like,
I didn't even think about that.
It's just so many good applications for this Mon.
Yeah, because there's so many broken-ass abilities everywhere. Yes. All these Pokemon every Pokemon has an ability. A lot of them are good. A lot of them not even going to show their face in VGC if they're not good.
Yeah. So, you've got Moxie. Sorry, you're not getting boosts when you kill stuff. Soul Heart, goodbye. Like, all of this stuff, just huge abilities that can end game. Speed boost? Oh, you want your Blazer going to go faster? Not when I'm on the field. Like, it's really good.
It is. It's very good. And it just works. You don't have to do anything. There's no condition. It's just there.
It's just an ability that shuts down everybody else's abilities. Although I did see a funny post. Obviously, it's not going to work like this guy thinks. But what if you have a Galarian Weezing out while they've got a Galarian Weezing out? Do their abilities cancel out? And then all the abilities loop infinitely because they cancel each other's abilities? Then no abilities are cancelled. Then they're cancelled again. Then not cancelled. But no, it's not going to... Obviously, it's just going to stack. Galarian Weezing has an absolutely ridiculous ability. We could talk for hours about all the applications because there are so many ways to use it competitively. Like... I can see eject button Galarian Weezing being a thing where you literally just switch him in, hit him with your own Mon to switch him back out, to re-trigger Intimidate, to re-trigger Weather, to re-trigger a whole load of stuff, plus then use him as a pivot because he's bulky. That's a tech in VGC that you can use with this Mon where he hits the field for 5 seconds and just resets all abilities.
Oh my goodness.
It's huge.
They might need to do something with that.
Yeah, I mean... If your opponent has a Regigigas as well, it'd be quite funny to switch him in, shut down, get rid of slow start, switch him out again, slow start comes back, and then Regigigas his 5-turn timer starts again. Like, stuff like that. Like, there are ways to use this in both directions that are pretty huge. So, I really like Galarian Weezing. I think that ability is really, really cool.
Now, when it comes to Pokemon that are different forms like that, is the stat distribution usually the same?
I mean, Alolan Raichu wasn't. No, they're not usually the same. No.
What's a Alolan Raichu speed? Oh, it's not as fast, right?
Yeah, it's not as fast, but it's stronger.
Right. Oh, okay. They'll probably have the same base stat total, but we don't know the actual stats.
Base stats, Raichu had a base stat total of 485. Alolan Raichu also had a base stat of 485. Alolan Raichu has higher SpDef and special attack and lower attack and defense.
Okay.
So that's the differences, but it's only 5 points here or there. I believe it's the same for Vulpix and Ninetales and all of that. So we can check right now.
I guess there's no telling, but we'll see.
So Ninetales as well. Alolan Ninetales is faster, 109 base speed instead of... So same base stat total, but every form so far has had stats shifted around. So we actually have no idea how Galarian Weezing's going to end up. We saw some other weird stuff about regional variants and how certain regional variants will evolve, Obstagoon and all of that stuff, which I think is cool. I'm hoping that the rumor about Farfetch'd, Sirfetch'd, and him having an evolution that's regional is true. I think that having a competitive Farfetch'd would be fun. But
definitely. It's gotta be true.
Yeah, it's got to be true, right? Like a competitive Farfetch'd, Sirfetch'd with an Eviolite and then having an evolution as well that can do stuff, I think is super cool. So I'm sort of still trying to think of like ways to use this stuff. Corviknight's ability makes him competitive. I don't even care what his stats are. His typing and that ability makes him competitive. So Corviknight's ability is like Magic Bounce, but for stat drops, which is weird. I don't think it affects stat drops you do to yourself. So like if Corviknight could Draco Meteor somehow.
I feel like it might, bro.
So you could Draco Meteor with Corviknight and it would bounce that stat drop to the other Mon?
Let me check real quick.
Let me quickly Draco Meteor and lower your special attack. I mean, obviously he's not going to get Draco Meteor, but surely it doesn't work.
This ability will bounce back any stat lowering effects from abilities or moves. So probably not stuff that...
Yeah. Not stuff that you do to yourself. That's a shame. But it's another Mon that shuts down Intimidate.
Yeah.
It's another Mon that shuts down...
It looks like you can just throw it out, lead with it, man.
Yeah.
They're treating Corviknight very well. He has a Gigantamax form. He has...
insane stats.
That ability.
If the stats that people have gotten from like his stats based on the trailers and stuff are true, his stats are nutty. Like his defensive stats, he is a wall, like an absolute wall, which could be fun. I don't know. I don't know. I think that Corviknight's going to be competitive. I think that Galarian Weezing's going to be competitive. Obstagoon has to have good stats, right?
Oh, definitely, for sure. Even if it's not. I guarantee it'll have high attack. Just it looks like it has high attack, and its abilities are Guts and what's the other one? Reckless. So it's going to be doing damage somewhere. If it gets extreme speed, it doesn't necessarily need to have good speed.
No, that's true. Because it'll probably get Sucker Punch as well. Yeah, if it gets both extreme speed and Sucker Punch, that thing is nutty.
It doesn't have to have good speed if it has those moves at all. So that might be better.
I can believe that they'll take away extreme speed, though. I can definitely believe they can take away extreme speed from Obstagoon.
Why?
Because it's the Galarian form, and they'll give the Galarian form Sucker Punch instead of extreme speed.
That's a good point. I hope they don't, but they might.
Yeah, if they leave it with it, like, even Eviolite Linoon is kind of nutty. Like, that thing's kind of broken. But no, I think they might take away extreme speed just because if it's got a super high attack stat and Guts and extreme speed and Sucker Punch, you just put a Flame Orb on that thing and it beats everyone's ass.
That's true.
Can you imagine if it belly drums and it's got extreme speed and Sucker Punch and a Flame Orb and Guts? Like it belly drums and then you switch in a Ghost, Sucker Punch. You switch in a non-Ghost, extreme speed.
Everything dies.
Your whole team is gone, which is quite funny. And I mean, you got to bring in the goons sometimes, but the Obstagoon might be a little much. Finally, final thing that we wanted to talk about was the ranking system. You like this, right?
I like it just because I like ranking systems. I think it's rewarding to see the work you put in get you higher up.
Yeah, but I like that they're doing seasons. I think the seasons is really good, and it like resets your rank, sort of like League of Legends or any other game, like Smite, League of Legends. Why am I talking about the crappy ones? Overwatch. Why would I say Smite? Why would I say that?
I like it just because these Nintendo games don't normally have actual rankings. They just kind of let you know when you're doing
I wouldn't
better.
get ahead of ourselves, man. I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves. It might be like power ranking in Smash Bros. Or whatever they call it. You're better than this many people.
But you have a title.
Yeah, no, it has different tiers and stuff.
Yeah, it's different tiers. At least you can see that.
It seems like it might be a proper ELO-based ranking system, and if it is, oh my god. I'm so happy if it is. I'm going to play so much of that on stream and on video and all of that stuff. I'm going to have a whole series because I'm going to want to get to that top tier. Everyone's going to want to be a diamond rank trainer or whatever they call it. Master trainer. But I'm excited for it. I was really worried because they showed all of the menus, right? They showed every single menu for the competitive thing in all the different screenshots and stuff. And none of them listed multi-battles. And I was like, free-for-alls are dead.
Free-for-all's about to be gone.
Free-for-alls are gone. Uh-oh. I didn't thank them enough for battle royales, and now they're coming for me.
They probably looked at who's playing what online and saw nobody playing battle royales.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we'll take it all out.
Let's take it out.
But apparently that is just the battle spot. It's not the friend battles. That's the battle spot.
They have no reason
menus.
to take out multi-battles.
Yeah.
We're talking about Pokemon here. They could very well have taken it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, maybe let's not bring that down upon ourselves, because it's 99.9% of the content on my channel, and I can't survive without it. So, yeah. I think overall, this made me hyped for the game again. I was not hyped for this game, and now I am again. I don't know how you feel. I think you never lost your hype that much.
I did, just because Pokemon does the same game comes out every year. And
Yeah.
Yada. I wasn't really that hyped. I was hyped at first until I realized how dumb Dynamax really looked to me.
Yeah, I can understand it.
But, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. I'm neutral right now.
Fair enough. All right.
Wait to see what I get.
I'm excited for a new VGC season more than anything. I think.
Yeah, I'm actually. Bro, I think I'm gonna play VGC a lot more than singles this time too.
Dude, me too. I'm gonna get into VGC. I think I'm gonna make a run at it. I'm gonna try and qualify for Worlds. I think, because I'm gonna go to all the UK events and just take a full blown run at it. Like, I didn't ever dedicate myself to it. I got a couple of good finishes at events and stuff, but I never got enough points. But now I've got a year where I've got no free time whatsoever because I've started 2 new businesses. So I think that's the time to just take time off of work and go and take a run at VGC. But yeah, saving battles, and you can upload. You can go to a VGC tournament, and then you can post, commentate, and upload all your battles. Like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that, stuff like that. So I think it's content.
Yep.
You're on East Coast now as well, so you've got a massive scene there.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, take a run at VGC, go to Worlds, win World Championships, be World Champion of Pokemon, put that in every title on your videos. That's the way. It's the wave.
I would never.
Well, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment down below about how much you love this thumbnail that I stole from Shofu. And
what? Bro, did you see Elizabeth took it too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.